Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decipher the secrets hidden in corporate filings. Today we're diving into CSLM Acquisition Corp's latest 10-day report for 2024. It's a blank check company, meaning they exist to find a real company to merge with, so it's a bit like reading a dating profile. Only instead of enjoys long walks on the beach, we get seeks high growth potential in emerging markets. Let's see what happens when you extend your business combination to many months, and whether the financial looks attractive. First, let's talk about what CSLM Acquisition Corp actually is. They're based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They exist to find another company to merge with. The company has submitted certificates to change its name in the past. We'll see if we figure out what kind of business it is. Now, let's look at some of the risks that CSLM is facing. These are things that could impact their search for a company to merge with. They include political issues and civil unrest. Basically, if war breaks out where they are looking to do business, that would be bad. There are also risks from corruption where laws like the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act could come into play. It looks like the SEC doesn't have any unresolved comments for CSLM. Interestingly, the report mentions cybersecurity. The company uses a Sophos intelligent firewall system enhanced with an intrusion detection system provided by Huntress. It doesn't look like cybersecurity incidents have had a negative effect on the company, though that might change in the future. As for properties, they don't have much. They have an office space that's shared with another company, and they have an agreement to pay $10,000 a month for the space. An affiliate of the sponsor is waiving the fee since the IPO. CSLM's units began trading on the Nasdaq Global Market in January 2022. By January 2025, their securities were subject to delisting, and trading was suspended with the Securities 25. The total market value of all the stock not held by company insiders was about $53 million. That's not a small amount, but it's not huge either. Now, let's talk about how they're using the money they raised. The initial public offering generated about $190 million. They've been using that money to look for a company to merge with. In July 2023, the company was allowed to extend the time to complete the deal, but they had to put more money in the trust account for each extension. Now let's look at the management's discussion and analysis of financial condition. We will get an overview of the numbers here. For 2024, they had a net income of $172 and $15.315. That has included making money on marketable securities held in trust, which was offset by insurance and legal costs. It's important to keep in mind that this isn't a real business yet, so these numbers are a bit misleading. Let's look at 2023. In that year, they had a net income of $4.6 million, mainly from investments held in trust. Again, not the result of an actual business. Okay, a key phrase for this type of business, going concern. That means they are doubting that they can keep existing in their present form. The company doesn't have enough cash. There's no guarantee that the company's plans to raise capital or complete a business combination will work. The report goes on to talk about a merger agreement with Fuse Machines. The deal aims to help this global provider of enterprise artificial intelligence become publicly traded. It looks like the registrant has not made any error corrections. They are still paying about $10,000 per month in office fees. The underwriters for this deal are owed money, and they will be paid if there is a business combination. Now let's go back and dig into some other areas. These unregistered sales in some ways determine who benefits from a company. For a while, this company was one. Now it's working towards a business combination. All right, let's look at the people in charge. Charles Cassell is Director, Chief Executive Officer, and Chief Financial Officer. Jonathan Binder is Director and Chairman. It seems like the management team has pretty extensive experience in different markets. It looks like there were no delinquent filers as of March 31, 2023. The report mentions a code of ethics, which is a good sign. It shows they're thinking about how to do things the right way. The audit committee is supposed to review all payments to company insiders. Good to have that oversight. All right, here's the big information about the shares owned by company stakeholders. About 77% of the company is beneficially owned by directors and officers, and about 97% of the company is beneficially owned by the Concilium acquisition sponsor. The shares owned by the sponsor represent large control over company decisions. And now we can scroll down to see the legal agreements in place. Now, what did they pay their auditors? They are audited by BDO. Looks like this audit cost them about $182,000 in 2024. And finally, let's check if officers certify that they have no problems with what has been reported. All right, we're at the end fall. So let's put all this together. What do we see? CSLM is very much a work in progress. It's a blank check company that hasn't found its match yet. The clock is ticking and there's that whole going concern warning. The merger with Fuse Machine sounds interesting on paper, bringing AI to emerging markets, but these deals are always risky. One of the biggest risks I see is the heavy insider control. The sponsor and management have a lot of influence. It's always a risk to the rest of the shareholders. Overall, CSLM is still in search mode, but their time is running out. Whether they can pull off a successful merger with Fuse Machines or find another attractive target remains to be seen. It's definitely a high risk, high reward situation. Thanks for watching, and if you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment and subscribe for more corporate deep dives.